Okay, let's talk about savings, interest, and tax, because a lot of people think if I've got money in the bank, surely I don't have to pay tax on it. Well, it's not quite that simple. You don't pay tax on the amount you've already saved, but you can be taxed on the interest that money earns. So think of it as a salary that your savings are paying you each year, and if that income is more than a certain amount, then you'll be taxed. So let's break this down into two groups. People who are already paying tax, basic or higher rate taxpayers, and people who earn a small amount that might not need to pay tax at all, and we'll come back to them later. There's something called the Personal Savings Allowance, or PSA. This is how much interest you can earn before the tax man takes a slice. And this could change, but right now, if you're a basic rate taxpayer with a total taxable income of up to £50,270, you can earn up to £1,000 in interest completely tax-free. If you're a higher rate taxpayer, so someone with an income from £50,271 up to £125,140, your allowance drops to £500. And if you're an additional rate taxpayer earning above 125k, sorry, you don't get a personal savings allowance. Every penny of interest is taxable. A quick but quite important note for anyone in Scotland: while you have different income tax bands for your salary, your personal savings allowance is actually based on these UK-wide bands, which can be a nice bonus for many people. So let's do a quick example. Right now, top easy access savings accounts pay about 5%. So to earn £1,000 of interest, you'd need to have around 20,000 in savings, and for 500 of interest, you'd need 10 grand. So unless you've got more than that sitting in savings, it's likely you won't owe any tax on your interest. If you already file a self-assessment tax return, you'll just include the interest in that. Easy. If you don't file a tax return, you generally don't need to do anything proactively. Your bank reports the interest to HMRC for you. If you owe tax, HMRC will usually adjust your tax code to collect it automatically. This means they reduce your tax-free personal allowance, so a little more tax is taken from your pay or pension over the year. You might get a P800 letter at the end of the tax year to confirm this, but if your income from savings and investments is over £10,000, you must register for self-assessment. This is where cash ISAs come in. These are savings accounts that sit inside a tax-free wrapper. Any interest you earn in an ISA is yours. There's no tax due, and it doesn't count towards your personal savings allowance. You can put up to £20,000 per tax year into ISAs, and that allowance resets every April. And thanks to new rules, you can actually open and pay into multiple ISAs of the same type in the same year, which gives you a lot more flexibility to shop around for the best rates. And if you're looking for the best rates available, then check out DepositScout.com. We have a rates table which will tell you which provider has the best possible savings rates right now, and you can filter for various account types such as cash ISA. So over time, if you consistently use your ISA allowance, you could have 40,000, 60,000, even 80 grand, even more, sitting in ISAs completely shielded from tax. And whether you go for an easy access ISA or a fixed rate, both are really solid options for anyone with a decent chunk of savings. Think of it this way: if you're a basic rate taxpayer and go over your £1,000 allowance, 20% of your interest could go to tax. If you're a higher rate taxpayer, that jumps to 40%. In a cash ISA, you keep all of it. Another option worth knowing about is premium bonds. You don't earn interest in the traditional way. Instead, there's a monthly prize draw and your winnings are tax-free. Now, it's crucial to understand the prize fund rate, which is 3.6% from August 2025. This isn't a guaranteed interest rate though. It's an average across everyone, and it's actually skewed by the big prizes. Also, with average luck, your return will likely be lower because the odds of any single £1 bond winning a prize are 22,000 to 1. So while top savings accounts offer a guaranteed return, premium bonds offer a chance-based one. This is where things get interesting, but a little bit more complex. Everyone gets £12,570 of tax-free personal allowance for all their income. On top of this, there's a special 0% tax rate called the starting rate for savings, which can cover up to an extra £5,000 of interest. But here's the key part. This £5,000 allowance gets smaller for every pound of other income, such as a pension, that you earn above your £12,570 personal allowance. So if your non-savings income is £13,570, your starting savings rate is reduced by £1,000. And once all of that is used up, you still have your £1,000 personal savings allowance. For someone with no other income, this is how you can get up to £18,570 of savings interest completely tax-free. If you've got savings, it's really worth understanding this stuff. Most people won't actually pay tax on their savings, especially if they don't have huge balances or if they're using ISAs. But once you're creeping over the allowance, you want to make sure you're not needlessly handing money over to HMRC. So to recap, use your personal savings allowance. Take advantage of cash ISAs, consider premium bonds if you've got extra cash, and if you're on a low income, understand how the starting rate for savings might apply to you.